Hello. So, you probably wonder what do you need to visit when you come to Berlin. Well, I've just compiled a top 10 of places you can visit in Berlin. In my opinion, of course. Yours can differ. Democracy, what a beautiful thing, isn't it? So, number 10, Brandenburger Gate. Well, Brandenburg Gate is a symbol of unification of Germany. It's also a good structure, quite magnificent structure, if I have to be correct with it. And yeah, the whole square and the whole area in which it's situated is an architectural masterpiece. So you need to visit it. Number 9, Checkpoint Charlie. Well, Checkpoint Charlie, as far as you know, it is a place where there was a checkpoint between the US sector of Berlin and the Soviet sector of Berlin. It has a lot of history, a lot of painful history, and it has, let's say, some heroism attached to it, and you have to see it, absolutely. Number 8, the Reichstag. Now it's called the Bundestag, but yeah, Reichstag. And this building was the last bastion of Nazi resistance in World War II. You have to see it. 7, the Berlin Wall. There's segments of the Berlin Wall near Warschauer Strasse, East Side Gallery, that have to be visited. So do that. Number 6, Alexanderplatz Television Tower. Well, it's basically a tall spire with a spinning restaurant on top. It gives you a bird's eye view of Berlin, if you're into that. And it's a must-see. And Alexanderplatz is really the biggest square in Berlin. It's a meeting point, has different stuff around it. It's interesting. You have to see it. Number 5, Museum Island. Museum Island has the National Gallery and has the Pergamon Museum on it, among other things. And it's situated in central Berlin, and it's quite close to Alexanderplatz. So if you see that one, you can see Museum Gallery. You can see Museum Island, National Gallery, and Pergamon as well. Number 4, Sanssouci. Well, Sanssouci is basically not quite central Berlin. It's towards the outskirts of the city, in a suburb called Potsdam. You probably heard of Potsdam. And it's Frederick the Great attempt to emulate the Versailles in France. And he did a good job about it. Honestly, it's a very beautiful palace. You have to see it. Number 3, the Jewish Museum. It's a museum of the Holocaust, and it has a monument outside of it, which is kind of a labyrinth kind of monument. You have to take a moment to remember these things and to understand why they cannot be repeated. Number 2, Teufelsberg. Well, Teufelsberg, it's the highest point in Berlin. It's a small mountain, not a small mountain. It's a hill. It's a bigger hill. And it also gives you a bird's eye view of Berlin. Has an observatory over there on top of it, and it's a nice half-an-hour hike that will give a perspective of this beautiful city. Number 1, Berlin alternative scene and nightlife scene. You have clubs like the Berghain, KitKat Club, and you have areas of the city like Friedrichshain with the Suicide Circus, and you have a lot of punk, rock, techno-oriented stuff going on. Yeah, so this is my top 10. Give me suggestions in the comments if I actually missed anything. And yeah, so far so good. So what?